What's up, YouTube? It's Max Clausen. Yes, I'm alive. And today I'm bringing you a deck profile, updated by the way, for November 2019 list, and that is of my favorite deck, Graydles. Now, the reason I chose Graydles is because, one, it's a very cute archetype, very underrated. Two, it's a nice way of just taking your opponent by surprise when they overcommit to a board that may end up on 4 or 5 negates, but if they happen to not end up on a board like that, then their strongest monsters, this deck can just easily take control of that, and it'll be a nice way of just making your opponent just say, "What the? Who plays that?" So we're going to get to you the main extra inside and record reasons why I play them, and let me know what you guys think in the comment section below after the video. So first off, we're starting off with which we gotta play is 3 Graydle Slime Jr. Now Graydle Slime Jr. is a good addition to the deck. When this card is destroyed by battle, you can special summon 1 Graydle from your deck with a different name. And when this monster is normal summon, you can target 1 level 3 or lower aqua type monster in your graveyard to special summon it. And if you have another aqua monster in your hand, you can special summon that as well. But you're locked into summoning water monsters for the rest of the turn, which doesn't really conflict too much with this deck because the main majority of this deck is water. So he's a nice way of getting your Graydle monsters to the field when you need them. Next up, we play 2 Graydle Alligator, 2 Graydle Cobra, and 3 of the best one, Graydle Eagle. Oh, the glare. For what I've always said this in the other videos of this deck profile, but if you don't know, their effects are color coded. They all share the same kind of effect where if they destroy by battle or a certain card effect, they can activate in the graveyard to steal one of your opponent's monsters. Destroyed by spells, steal a monster. Destroyed by trap, steal a monster. Destroyed by monster effect, steal a monster. And keep in mind that it doesn't have to be the opponent's spell or spell, trap, or monster effects taking control of the monster, activating their effects rather. You can use your own card effects, like your own spells, your own traps, your own monsters to proc their effects. So it's a lot of good synergy with this deck. So you're gonna run. I've always debated on running 2, 3, or maximizing all 3, but I feel like that ratio fits much more better. So you see what you need to when you need it. And the last Graydle we do run is Graydle Slime. He has 2 effects, both sharing the same kind. While he's in the hand or graveyard, you can destroy 2 Graydle cards you control, special summon it from both either hand or grave. And when special summoned by his effect, he can target a Graydle monster in your graveyard and special summon it in defense position. So this card I like very much because I can to combo him off with Graydle Eagle. I can use the effect, pop 2 cards with Graydle Eagle being one of them to summon another Graydle, and then Graydle Eagle's effect would chain in that very same way to take control of one of your monsters. So basically like +2 in a way, or is it +3, whichever works better. Next, for the engine that you should run with Graydles, 2 Gamma Seal, 1 Gandala, 1 Dogoran, and 1 Jizukiru. Now, this is sort of Graydle Kaiju, more so just into Graydles. But the Kaijus are there just because this meta is not yet really determined of what it is. The fact that some of the best meta decks still being Orcus, Salamangreats, Altergeist, all those decks can have problematic monsters on the field and even more so problematic back row. But for one, not Altergeist, Orcus and Salamangreat both have a counter trap that requires them to have a link monster on the field to even activate and resolve it. So if you manage to tribute one of your opponent's link monsters, with one of these kaijus, then that trap card is just basically sitting down dead, giving you time to get rid of it or just, play around it. And also the kaijus are a decent spot removal. May bump the kaijus up, but right now this lineup of kaijus is fair enough. Gamma Seal, when he's on the field, you can remove 2 kaiju counters from anywhere, negate a card effect, and if you do banish it. Gandala, he halves monster attack, I believe. Dogoran is a big nuke, and Jizukuru stops targeting from anywhere. A lot of people forget that kaijus have a secondary effect because, you know, you just use them for basically a lava golem or Santa Claus kind of effect. Tip for the monster count, pretty low, but it's a decent enough monster count lineup. Now for the spells, you have to play 3 Graydle Impact. This is your search card of the deck. During the main phase, you can destroy 1 Graydle card you control and 1 card your opponent controls simultaneously. So this card will combo off with Graydle Alligator. Or the end phase, if you didn't use the first effect, you can search your deck for, oh my god, you can search your deck for any Graydle card, so it'll be a monster, spell, or trap. You may, if it needs to, this is just a free MST every turn or so. Next, for the kaiju support, we run 2 Kyoto Waterfronts and 2 Interrupted Slumbers. Since I only run a low monster count of kaijus, I only play 2 and 2. You don't want to really unless you're playing a maximum of all the kaijus, you're gonna bump this up to 3, of course. But being as it is right now, just 2 of each works. Kyoto Waterfront, if everyone knows, whenever a card leaves the field, add a counter. If it will be destroyed, just remove a counter. And when it has 3 counters or more, you can search your deck for any kaiju. Interrupted Slumber is your dark hole of the deck, and there's also another thing that can pop Graydle Alligator's effect. And its secondary effect, you could banish it to add a kaiju from your deck to your hand. So 2 reliable ways of getting any kaiju you need at a specific moment in time. And also nice little board clearing with Slumber. And cards that help dig deeper into your deck. Now I like these a little tech. 2, Pot of Duality, because you don't really do too much special summoning in this deck, so just digging 3 cards deeper into your deck really helps. And one of my old favorite cards, Squad. Supply Squad helps because a lot of the time your monsters will be getting destroyed by some way, shape, or form. So if your opponent doesn't decide to deal with this, you are going to be getting a lot of advantage, and it does stack. So when your monster gets destroyed and you have 2 of these face up, you can draw twice. Only once though, because that would be too busted if it wasn't once. So nice ways of getting to your cards much more faster, digging into your deck. Pot of Duality can be switched out for Pot of Extravagance, but since that's a money card, I don't have that, so 1 Terraform to switch out your field spell, and 1 Monster Reborn just to get back any of your Graydles or your opponent's monsters should you happen to need them. Now up for the trap lineup, we have the 1, 2, 3. My God says no. Solemn Judgment, basic counter trap. Pay half of your amount of life points. Even if you have 1, you can still activate this card. Pay half of your life points. Negate the summon or activation of a spell or trap card. And for even more, give me your monster, we play 3 Crackdown. Nice little. This deck is all about taking your opponent's stuff, guys. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Steal an opponent's monster. You can't attack with it, but you can still activate its effects and link off with it. We play 2 Graydle Parasite for a little defense engine, and at that same time we play 2 Back to the Fronts for more defense. If your opponent would attack you directly when you activate Graydle Parasite, you can special summon a Graydle from your deck in attack position. Or if you attack your opponent directly and they have no monsters, you can summon a monster from their graveyard and then to their field in attack position. So it's a nice way of being able to take a big body that's in the grave. Back to the Front, self-explanatory, gets one of your monsters back from the graveyard. And of course, you're gonna main the 1 skill drain because all of your main monster effects that you want to activate are graveyard based. So they don't have a way to stop this. It's just a game win button. That's it for the main deck. 40 cards I like. We're gonna go off into the extra deck. We play 2 Mistar Boy, obviously because this entire deck is water based. All your water monsters gain 500 attack and defense. Fire monsters lose that same stat, and if it's destroyed by battle or card effect, add a water monster back to your hand. So reshuffles your Graydles or your Gamma Seal. Play Nightmare Phoenix for the spell and trap hate. 1 Nightmare Unicorn for Compulse, and 1 Borlow Dragon, just because his effect isn't just another give me your monster and you can't activate anything to his second effect. So it's a nice little link lineup for the synchros, we play Omega to loop your hand. Borload Savage Dragon, just because he's a nice little walking negate himself. Scarlight Dragon Archfiend for burn damage. Play 2 Graydle Dragon, just because Graydle Dragon's effect, if you for as many water monsters as used for a synchro summon, even the tuner, you can pop that many cards on the field. So since Graydle Slime Jr. is a 2 and you can summon 2 Graydles that are level 3 from your hand or graveyard, it's a free 3 pop and he can attack and do other stuff. And if he's destroyed, you can summon a Graydle from the graveyard. That's it for the synchros. Now for the other monsters that you see I'm running in a while. 1 Mud Dragon, Dragostapelia, Violet Chimera, Fusion Dragon, and Triple Vertum. Yes, that's how I got it. And a lot of people don't want to butcher his name. Obviously, these, your Super Poly targets, or, whenever you get Pot of Extravagance, it could just be banished fodder. Now, for the side deck's up to personal preference, but this is what I just feel is able to run for Graydles. Since you want to either go second or first setup, you play 3 Nibiru. Play self-explanatory. Obviously, since we have fusions, we got 2 Super Poly. For machine decks, such as Orcus, Cyber Dragons, and Sky Strikers, we play System Down. Just if you use that against Orcus and or Sky Strikers, their plays are practically dead. A nice little tech I like here is Summoning Curse. Now, a lot of you may not know what this card does. I once got hit with it, and it was really crazy. Basically, what this card does is anytime a player special summons a monster, that the controller of that special summoned monster has to banish 1 card from their hand. And since you can kaiju your opponent, that counts as the opponent having a special summoned monster to their field, so they will have to banish a card. And obviously, this will really hurt combo heavy decks that do a lot of summoning. So this will really punish them. And I believe it has another cost. Yeah, pay 500 at the end of phase or destroy this card. So it's not really going to be too much matter because you're really using it to destroy, to get rid of your opponent's hand. Next up for this going second, we have the Evenly Matched, of course, and Summon Limit to really hurt combo decks. Because you don't really do too much summoning in Graydle, so let's be honest. So flipping this up against a combo heavy deck really just shuts it down completely. Orcus, Salamangreat, Sky Strikers, which they can pop it, but you have 3 or everything else. Okay, well that will be it for the Graydle deck profile. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and if you have any ideas of how to make this deck better, go ahead and leave it down below. I'm always looking for feedback, and trying to get deck profiles out there takes a while. So like, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video.